Today's program is sponsored by The Anthony Vincent Salon. Say hello to beautiful.
Fashion, music, wellness.
And don't forget sex.
Mostly sex.
If it's trending, they'll be talking about it. Trend Radio is right here.
And right now, I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we always have something great to say.
Because it's us. So stay tuned.
You'll be glad you did. Good morning, Elise.
Good morning, Anthony.
It's great to see you again.
Oh, really? You see me every day.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here again in the studio.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, what a packed, fun-filled week in history.
This was really a big week in history.
It really has been.
Huge week.
That's right. This week in history, the safety pin was patented in 1849.
Yes, thank God for safety pins. What would we do without them?
That's right.
You know, like when your zipper breaks, hey, you have a safety pin. You know, when your hem is like falling down, hey, there's a safety pin. You know, I mean, safety pins are huge. Plus, now people wear them as jewelry.
Yes, they do. In their ears and through their nose.
Through their
and
nose,
their
yeah.
eyebrows.
Gary Marcello with his big safety pin through his nose.
Yeah, very cool. Very
He is cool.
And, you know, being in the business that we're in, this week has been Barbershop Quartet Day.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have a song to sing, this week is the time to sing it.
This week would be the time to do it.
That's right.
Maybe we should do that at the salon.
I sing all the time.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
And I do too, but maybe we'll all sing together. We'll have a
You and
quartet.
I, you mean together, because the rest of those girls won't sing with us.
Yeah, it'll just
They
be
don't
you and
have-
me.
It'll just be you and me.
Yeah, all right,
Yes,
so it'll be
will.
a duo.
Yes, yes.
Not a quartet. Okay.
And this week, Elise, your favorite day,
Yeah.
National Licorice Day.
Yum!
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Yes, that was on the 12th.
Tell me,
Yeah.
red or black?
Black.
Of course.
This is what
Once you go black, you never go back.
But listen, that is what National Licorice Day is all about. It's celebrating the benefits of black licorice because it's so healthy for you.
Yeah, that's what
Buy
my
me
friend
some?
Tyrone
Buy me some.
tells everybody.
some?
Of course I will.
Thank you, because
Of
I
course I
need
will.
some black licorice.
Yes.
We didn't get any on the 12th. We need some now.
Yes, we do.
Okay, we're going to get that today.
Let's get it today, because now I'm jonesing for some
Yeah,
licorice.
don't you want some black licorice?
I do. From Australia. Mm-hmm. Yum. Okay.
Absolutely.
And also, it is Be Kind to Lawyers Day. Not. Yeah.
Okay, but you know what actually happened yesterday? This is crazy. First of all, we all know it's tax day. Taxes are due by the 15th, so I hope everybody filed their tax returns last night. But it also, the first McDonald's opened in 1955.
That's when a hamburger was a hamburger.
April 15th. Yeah. And I have to just tell you, there is nothing, and I say this, I don't say this lightly, there's really nothing like a Big Mac. I'm sorry. I don't eat them, but I think that they're amazing.
And I think you can get 2 for $5 or 2 for $2,
I don't know.
something like
I don't
that.
know. All I know is that Richard and Morris McDonald, they are the founders of this place that I call this very bad place, because I do believe everything there is very tasty, but very bad for you. Although
Was
now,
it not 1955?
that is true.
That's when
And
food
now-
was food.
Yes, and now everything has become so commercial that it's a little rough. But I do say, you know, with having the salads and the yogurt and, you know, the nice different additions to McDonald's, they are trying to make a healthier menu for your palate.
They're adding kale into their menu.
Yeah, it's amazing. They really are doing those kinds of things, which is quite amazing. So I just think that everybody, in celebration of McDonald's, I guess, go through the drive-thru. What I do is I get their delicious cup of coffee because I think their coffee is awesome.
That's right. It's
So-
only $1 a cup.
Yeah, and it's good. Tasty. It's some tasty Java there.
So, in our continuing effort to teach you the dating rules that everyone needs to start following right now.
The dating rules.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, You know, our show is all about relationships and sex.
Absolutely.
And
Mostly.
mostly,
But I mean, we talk about other stuff too.
we do.
Yeah.
Well, good sex and communication create a positive feedback loop. If you
Absolutely.
if you communicate well, you will have good sex. We talk about good communication all the time.
All the time. Communication is key in any relationship.
That's right. Good communication, good relationship, good sex.
Absolutely.
Now, and if you
And
have,
even if you just have a relationship based on sex, communication is very, very important there too.
well, it just makes the sex better.
Absolutely.
Now, you will feel better connected to your partner, and you will be
Agreed.
better able to express yourself in all aspects of your relationship.
And in all aspects of your life. Once you go there, because that is something that can sometimes be a little uncomfortable if you're not comfortable with that, you know. But once you do get comfortable with discussing that, it'll just open up areas in your life. You'll be able to talk about anything.
Yes, you will.
Mm-hmm.
And to talk about everything and anything, be your entire self, not just the version of yourself that's in a relationship. You'll feel more comfortable sooner. And if you
Very
hide,
true.
if you hide any part of yourself, you'll feel suffocated later on.
But then you're actually hiding from yourself. If you're not able to express yourself to somebody that you trust and love, and, you know, then who can you express yourself to?
That's right.
So I think it's really, really important that you do that.
That's right. Because if you continue a relationship like that, sooner or later, it will catch up to you.
It'll dissolve.
Mm-hmm. So, Elise, have you ever been kissed?
Oh my God. Of course.
Oh. Do you close your eyes when you kiss?
You know, sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. It depends on who I'm kissing.
Oh, and how they kiss you.
Exactly.
Well, you know, there's a study out that may explain why we close our eyes while kissing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do share.
Of course. Scientists have deduced the possible reason humans tend to close their eyes while kissing.
Okay, why?
Now, this research published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology, Human Perception and Performance.
Oh.
Now, this study did not specifically study kissing, but rather it analyzed how visual stimuli can interfere with the senses.
Oh. Okay. I understand. So that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So you want to really totally concentrate on really the moment of being kissed.
Wow, you
So-
are amazing.
So no.
How did you know that? Are you like in my pockets reading my studies?
I am not in your pockets. But no, you want to concentrate. You feel, you know, it's the wonderful moment. And if there's something around you that's, you know, visual for you, your brain can only do, you know, so many things at one time.
And when you say your brain, are you talking about my brain can only do one thing
No,
at
I'm
a time?
talking about the vernacular brain.
Ah, okay. Well, you're right. Researchers at Royal Holloway, University of London, had 16 volunteers simultaneously perform a letter search task of varying levels of difficulty. Now, at the same time, they were tasked with reacting to the presence or absence of a short vibration to their right or left hand.
Wow. See, that's really, really cool. That's amazing. So go on.
Participants' sensitivity to the tactile stimulus was more reduced among those who had a more taxing visual search task.
Okay. That makes
You
sense.
following me so far?
Yeah, I'm following you.
Okay. Now, it's already known that increasing the demands of a visual task could reduce noticing of visual and auditory stimuli, says Dr. Sandra Murphy. She's a postdoctoral psychology research associate at the college.
Okay.
Now, she said that our research extends this finding to the sense of touch.
Okay.
Now, the study author, Polly Dalton, she's a senior lecturer at the Cognitive Psychology.
Okay.
Now, she says that her team's findings could also explain why people like to close their eyes while kissing.
Well, I can understand that too.
Okay. The research found that engaging in a more demanding visual task reduced people's sensitivity to tactile sensations.
Okay. And I can understand that. Like, basically what I'm saying is, you know, if you're going to be, kissing is, it's just a very soft, depending on how you're kissing, of course. But for the most part, it's a very soft and sweet and loving gesture. And if there's too much going on, you're not going to be able to pay attention.
You're not concentrating on the kiss. There's too much visual stimuli
too much
around
stuff
you.
going on.
And you lose your concentration
So
and
that's
you lose the moment.
That's why you would close your eyes.
That's right.
That makes sense.
Now, this does imply that reducing visual demands, for example, by shutting your eyes, can improve tactile awareness. And this could be one of the reasons that people shut their eyes while they kiss.
Okay. See, basically, in a nutshell, shutting your eyes leaves the brain with more resources to experiencing the main event. In this case, kissing.
That's right.
All right. So we got that.
Yes, we got it.
Nice.
Nice.
It's good.
Now, getting a little bit off the subject of kissing, flight attendants.
Oh, that's big time off the subject.
That's right. Of course, I know a lot of guys would love to kiss a flight attendant.
We have a flight attendant who comes into the salon.
That's right. I usually give her a kiss.
I'm sure.
But I don't close my eyes. It's on the cheek.
Which cheek?
The left one. Now, you should know these little things when you fly.
Uh-huh.
And I was reading something from Budget Travel, and Budget Travel had a little survey with some really chatty flight attendants on the condition of anonymity.
Okay.
And what they wanted to do is they wanted to deliver the 411 on how to enjoy the comfiest, safest, and most delicious flight, not to mention the extra help you get when you really need it.
Oh, okay.
So
what are they talking about? Explain this.
Well, they're saying the call button is not your friend.
Ah.
The call button is the most efficient way to say, come on, girls, hate me.
Oh, my gosh. But what if you really seriously need something?
They're walking by every 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
They're walking by.
What if you have, what if you're a bad flyer? You know, I'm getting a little nervous. I'm a bad flyer.
Well, you take a couple of out of vans and close your eyes and you wake up when you get there.
That's true. You're right.
Now,
not like they can really help you anyway.
What's your biggest job-related pet peeve?
Mine?
Yours, yeah. Is it the kind of customer or coworker behavior that just sends you right up the wall, even though they're well-meaning?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, come on, something annoys you.
No, I try not to be annoyed, though. That's the thing.
Oh, come on. I annoy you all the time.
You annoy me sometimes, yeah.
I knew that. I wasn't sure, but now I know for certain.
No. I absolutely adore you, so that you don't count.
There you go. I don't count. Amazing. I'm getting upset again. I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue the show.
You should see the look on his face.
I try.
It's so great. All right.
Get it together, Anthony. Get it together.
Stop it. Keep it together.
All right. Okay. For flight attendants, it's the call button. You should basically never, ever, ever press it.
And for you, what's your pet peeve?
When I'm talking with one client and another client or a coworker comes and interrupts me.
Oh my gosh.
I believe when I'm with my client, that time should be with my client. I don't need to be
I have
interrupted.
to tell you, I agree with you. Of course, to a point. Sometimes, I would go up to somebody, depending on who it is, even though they're with their client. And the same with me. Excuse me. And just give them the tidbit of information that needs to be given. But for the most part, the worst thing for me, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, not my coworkers, because truthfully, if they come to me while I'm with a client, there's a need for that. And if we come to you while you're with a client, typically there's a need for that. I wouldn't walk up to you and just start chatting with you while you're with a client, but I might tell you some information that you need to know. But what is awful to me sometimes is a client coming over while I'm with another client and just making small talk.
And they don't shut up. They just keep going.
Well, here's the thing. They would be completely offended if we took the time to talk to somebody during their time. They would be completely offended. Why is it any different? Why should we talk to them during somebody else's time? And that's something that I do have some issues with, because I don't quite know how to say it to them, because I don't want to hurt their feelings. And I know they're just trying to be friendly, but it's very, very uncomfortable. And I don't know how to deal with that one. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's a pet peeve.
That's right. Well, as far as the call button goes, some passengers regard that call button as their ticket to snacks and drinks before the rest of the people.
Oh, no, that's really not, though.
No,
they're not going to get anything more.
No, and they think of it's a quick way to get rid of their trash, while the flight attendants are still serving the other passengers.
Ah.
Do you see how annoying that could be?
That could be very annoying. You know,
That's
another
right.
pet peeve of mine, I do have one more, is when you're working on somebody and you take a call.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it.
That is so awful, and it is so disrespectful. That is a terrible, terrible thing. You should never do that. Never take a call while you're with a client. It doesn't matter who it is, who's calling.
That's right.
Yeah. And, it's interesting because most of my business is through my phone, as you know. I've even stopped doing that. I just get back to the person while the person is rinsing their hands or whatever it is. I just stop taking calls now altogether because I find it to be so rude.
It is very rude. It is very rude.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I always thought that, flight attendants were always beautiful and always made a lot of money.
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Definitely not.
That's right. Flight attendants, people don't know this.
In the 50s, they were.
That's right. They even got weighed in.
In the 50s, they were. That was a specialty. To be a flight attendant, you had to have your hair a certain way.
Crop.
You had to have your makeup a certain way. You wore a very specialized, beautiful, beautiful flight attendant suit. And it had to fit, and your measurements, 36, 24, 36. You had to be, or 34. 36, 24, 34. You had to be spectacular. Cream of the crop.
Well, what people don't know is flight attendants aren't necessarily all that attractive anymore or all that young, nor are they paid very well. They're only paid for the time spent in flight.
Really?
And delays just mean that they work 12 hours for 7 hours pay.
Wow.
And that's in their contract, because that, being a small businessman, I know the Department of Labor and Industry, that is a big no-no.
Wow.
So, and the salaries for flight attendants start at about $16,000.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know it either. And they can A well-seasoned can make about $40,000 a year, which is not a bad salary, but I did think it was much higher.
Especially with the number of hours that they put in.
Yeah.
I mean, they are really working.
But remember, they're only being paid for the time spent in flight.
I understand that, but then they can't do anything else during the time that they're not in flight.
They're just sitting there.
But what I'm saying is they can't make money. I mean, unless they have a sideline business that they can do on the internet, or they're smart investors, they're not making any other money while they're just sitting there.
That's right.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Now, tipping is an interesting thing. You know, in our industry, tipping is really highly regarded, and for the for the employees, that's their gas money, that's their coffee money, that's their babysitting money, that kind of thing.
Or if you're really smart, you put that money away.
You put it away. You
If you
save your
can.
$5 bills.
Yeah, if you can do that, you save it.
Well, the airlines and the Association of Flight Attendants discourage the tipping. So when you offer a tip to your flight attendant, it's very likely that she'll turn you down.
Ah.
But if you offer a second time or slip a few bills into his or her hand, it will be greatly appreciated. And
Are they allowed to take it, though?
it is discouraged, but it is not.
But what if they
against-
do? What if they do take it? Are they going to lose their job?
No. It might earn you a free snack or even an extra stiff drink.
Okay.
Now, when you receive truly extraordinary service, though, a letter or an email to the airline praising their work.
That
yes.
is fantastic.
That's right.
I do that all the time with everything, though. I go above and beyond with that. I mean,
I do the
especially
same
in a
thing.
restaurant, if there's a waiter or a waitress who's been extraordinary, not only do I give a phenomenal tip, but I do anyway because I'm in the industry, so I know how hard, that is. But I also always go to management and say, hey, you know what? This person, I do that at ShopRite, though, about cashiers. I always find the manager, hey, this cashier was fantastic. I just want you to know that.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm like that.
And that's really appreciated. And, it can not only help their career, it helps the flight attendant's career. It helps the career of the bagger
everybody.
at ShopRite.
It helps everybody. And if you do something well, you should be, noticed. I always believe that.
Yes. Now, here's a one I never even thought about. That, for the young parents, your flight attendant is not a diaper genie.
Oh, no.
I can't even believe this. But, just because you succeeded in changing a poopy diaper on your lap in the middle of an in-flight movie at 30,000 feet.
Okay, here's the thing.
Doesn't give you the right to
No.
hand a folded dirty diaper to.
Never. Now, the thing is that unfortunately, as we all know, poop happens. Okay, and
We talk
the baby,
about it all the time on our show.
Yeah, sure. But a baby especially cannot hold back. I mean, let's face it, a baby shouldn't. So it happens. It's going to happen. Change that diaper as quickly as possible. But ladies and gentlemen, parents, we all know they have wonderful, lovely scented baggies, specifically
Ziploc scented baggies.
Specifically for babies, for baby diapers.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh, they make them specific?
Of course they do. They make them for pets. They make them for babies. Are you kidding me?
Jeez, oh,
Sure.
wow.
So you bring this with you. You tie it up and you wrap it up and there's no scent, no smell. It goes away. I mean, what's going to be out there is going to be what's out there from the change. But everything else is all, lovely. And then just wave around the little scented baby wipe so that it gets rid of the scent. But don't hand that off. That's ridiculous.
We have some...
That goes back in the diaper bag and you take that off the plane with you.
We have some clients that change those dirty diapers right on our sofa where other people sit.
In the salon.
I cannot. And then they just throw the dirty diaper in the trash, stinking up the whole salon.
Baggy.
Please. Good Lord.
No baggy. So shameful. I agree.
Yeah. Shame on them. So,
I agree with you. Yep.
you know, flight attendants go through a really careful screening during the hiring process. Then there's a lot of comprehensive training before they start working, with the public.
Okay. I imagine that there is, especially they need to know, they need to also be able to deal with any kind of crazy circumstance that's going to happen
Oh, and
on
there
an
are
airplane.
crazy people in the public, you know
Oh
that.
my gosh.
And as a flyer, for the best service possible that you can get, take a page right out of their playbook. Make eye contact, smile, address them in the way you would a friend or a neighbor, and you'll be amazed how much more
Yeah.
likely you'll be able to get that extra blanket or the earphones or something like that.
Well, more importantly, just be nice. We always say it
We
all
always
the time.
say that.
It's more
Smile.
important. It's more important to be nice and kind than right. Okay, who cares if you're right or not? Just be nice.
I feel naked without a smile.
Oh, wow.
I do.
Thank God you're always smiling then. I wouldn't want you to feel naked.
Well, people don't realize, the smile and the eye contact and hello, how are you?
It's so important.
that
Smiles are
should
contagious
be
anyway.
obvious, right? It should be obvious, but take a look around that plane to see how little is it observed by busy, cranky flyers.
That's interesting. You should say busy, cranky. If I haven't been on an airplane in quite some time, I really do have a fear of it. And now I'm not actually allowed to fly until I get, till the doctor actually says I can. But
Now, wait a minute. Fly or get high? What was it?
fly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, get high. Yeah, of course. God, stop that.
Illegal activities? What? Or do you have the medical marijuana thing?
You are just so
Or is
funny.
it prescription drugs?
I'm
What is
not
it?
even going to even address any
I
of
just
this.
was curious.
Okay. But anyway, but a few years ago, I was actually on a flight, and I have to just tell you, there were people that were just so busy and so, I guess nasty is the word, cranky, nasty. Oh my gosh. I'm just a lunatic when I'm flying. I can't even handle it. So I'm just like white knuckling it the whole way. But, oh my God, people can be just downright mean.
Oh, yeah.
Awful. I don't understand that. Why would you do that? This girl is just walking around, trying to get everybody their little Cokes, and, you don't have to be mean. People are mean.
Yeah, they are. And,
They think they're important, is what it is.
they think they're more important than they are.
Well,
Because,
nobody is really important. That's the thing. Nobody is more important than the next person.
okay,
It doesn't matter.
I get that. Nobody is more important than the next person.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you are.
That's right.
Yeah, just because you're a CEO of a company.
Did you ever have somebody say to you, do you know who I am?
Oh, I have.
Yeah. I say, yeah, you're about to get cracked.
I know exactly.
It's an
that
Italian
type.
thing.
No, I know exactly who you are.
When's the last time you had a beating? I bet you got a lot of them when you were a kid.
Yeah, people have said that to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, huh? Why would you even say that?
Yeah. Well, have you ever invited a friend over for coffee just to have them pop up their feet on your coffee table or your living room wall?
Oh,
Have they ever done that? Have people ever come over and put their feet on your coffee table?
that they have, yes.
Yeah.
That they have. And
You
they're
didn't
just
like it, did you?
Well,
It's a pet peeve.
I'm not exactly thrilled when
No, you
people
are not. No.
do that. I'm very, very, I'm okay. I want everybody to be comfortable, but my marble table, my table is made of marble, and my coffee table, and I don't really want marble. I don't really want your feet on my marble table.
I didn't think so.
It's true. I don't.
So if you're in the bulkhead seat, keep your feet off the darn walls. That's another pet peeve of
Why
the flight
would somebody
attendant and the pilots.
flying put their feet on the wall?
Because they're ignorant.
No, how would they do that?
They're in the bulkhead.
So-
That's the first seat, and there's a
Yeah,
wall
but
there.
why would you do? I know, but why are you not sitting up? I don't understand. They would just really seriously.
They're like this. They're just,
Oh
they're
my
in the
God, he's
seat
gonna
and
do
they-
this.
They're
And
like that.
you think that that's okay to fly like that?
I don't think so. I do not think so. I'm sorry I put my feet up on your studio table here. I was just making
he was showing me how it looked. Yeah, wow.
But you know, this is something that I never thought of.
What?
And I do this at the bank and at the grocery store if there's a particular checkout girl that I usually find myself
Enamored with?
No, then they're usually the one checking me out. And I mean my food, not me.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if you really want to make a flight attendant's day, when you get on, make sure that you have snacks with you, not only for you and your loved ones, but the crew.
I do that kind of stuff.
Do you? I knew
Well, you know
can.
that.
Yeah, I know.
What do you mean, do you? I'm giving everybody everything all the time. You know
That's
that.
true. That's true. And what do you always recommend? High quality chocolate.
Always.
Yes, the darker the better. You know, and not just because it's a nice surprise for the airline staff to, at check-in when you're checking in or boarding, but, you know, it can really open up a flight crew going that extra mile for you.
Yeah, sure.
But not only that, you're making somebody's day.
You're giving somebody a smile also.
A smile.
Yeah, that's always
Absolutely.
nice.
Yeah, so I gotta start doing that. I've been flying a lot more than usual, and I'm going to start bringing maybe some Godiva chocolate or
Oh, that's a nice idea.
Something good or tasty.
I know that before you left, I packed you and Ida up with little snacks to make sure you guys had.
Yes, you did, and it was really good.
Good. I'm glad you liked them.
Now, if you're on a honeymoon or an anniversary or any other special occasions, the flight attendants like to be looped in. And they can make a little onboard fuss over you.
Aw, that's sweet.
And they might even congratulate you over the PA system.
Now that's sweet. That's very sweet.
And something you may get is the crew may do its best to accommodate a cockpit visit when the plane is
You
on
can
the
go
ground.
see the pilot.
Yes, yes.
That's always fun.
What I always do, I always thank the hostesses and the guys, and I don't know if it's the pilot or the navigator or who it is, but they're usually standing as you're leaving, and I always thank them for
Can
a
I tell
nice
you?
flight.
I have met every pilot that for every flight I've ever taken.
I know you have a thing for guys in uniform.
No. That's not why.
Yes.
I am such a wreck that, and I'm so
you
sweet.
were in the cockpit?
Can we just talk about this
or
for
was
just
the
a minute?
pilot?
I was visiting and saying hello, and the flight attendants were nice enough to allow me to meet the pilot for a moment just so that I could relax. Okay? Because I am such a wreck when I fly. I'm literally practically in tears. It's awful.
Need a salon that's about the whole you? Precision haircuts, flawless makeup, impeccable nails, top-rated professional hair products. Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a hairstylist who has his finger on the pulse of all the latest trends? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a dependable salon with over 35 years in the industry? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for New York City and internationally trained stylists that will create the perfect look for you? Anthony Vincent Salon. Shine brightly while walking down the aisle. Anthony Vincent Salon. For longer, thicker, beautiful hair extensions, Anthony Vincent Salon. Incredible makeup applications for weddings, proms, or any special occasions. Anthony Vincent Salon. Have dry, brittle summer hair? Get a hot shot. Anthony Vincent Salon. Before you put a ring on it, manicure it. Anthony Vincent Salon. Your image is their specialty. For the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Anthony Vincent Salon. For a more beautiful you, call now 609-448-2212 and follow them on Twitter.
This program may contain adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Love.
Oh, I love
True
too.
love. I am in love with the love.
Aren't you, though?
Always.
Love is lovely.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Agreed.
And, you know, there are things that you really need to know about true love.
Okay, like what?
Well, and where else are you going to hear them but on
Here.
our show?
With us.
Trend Radio.
With us.
You hear things here that, trust me, you never hear
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
That is the truth.
Yeah, and many of us want a relationship, but do we
But
really
nobody
know
know-
what that means?
You know, I was about to say, do you really know what a relationship means? What exactly does that mean?
I don't know. In many ways, true love is similar to marriage or having children.
Having
have
children is unconditional love.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Romantic love fueled by society and life's choices. And yet, rarely do we think what makes them really work.
Well, I mean, obviously, it seems to me you have a lot of the answers here. So I'm curious then, what exactly is love?
Well, you know,
True love.
often more thought and expense is spent on planning a wedding than on planning your marriage. And a lot of couples find that
Wow, that is huge. That is
Of
so
course it is.
true also.
I am a man of thought.
No, that is absolutely the truth. And we see this all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Doing the weddings and the brides, you know, doing their makeup and their hair and listening to what they're talking about for one night.
One night.
One night.
They should be planning on their financial future together.
Not only their financial future, but their togetherness.
What they can do
What
to
they
make
can do together to make their lives become from 2 to 1.
That's right.
And then they're going to incorporate, the values that they have with their children. So, wow, that was interesting. All right, go on.
Well, couples find that once the honeymoon is over, that they know little about each other, or they don't even share common values.
I hear this a lot, actually. I do hear this a lot. It's interesting. I was doing the nails of this young girl for quite a long time. Quite a long time. Anyway, she got married and she moved away, and I don't see her anymore. But unfortunately, I heard that they're having some issues, and I think that it had a lot to do with, financially they weren't ready to do some of the things that they were doing. But besides that, they also didn't know. I mean, they didn't live together prior to, and they didn't discuss these things, I guess. And they're having some issues with their families. They're having some financial issues, and they're not melding well. Mm-hmm. Their lifestyles were actually very different. Very sad.
Yeah.
And they spent a fortune on their wedding.
Right. And similarly to what you said, the idea of having a baby feels like giggles and trips to the park. And
No, it's not.
that's right. That dies when you have triplets.
I will tell you.
Your baby's got colic. It won't take a bottle.
Okay,
or
triplets.
even-
That's. I would say that's a little bit rare in comparison to having one baby at a time.
Or twins. Or special needs.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. But I will just tell you this. Even if you have the healthiest baby, which I hope that you do, the happiest baby, which I hope that you do, there's still going to be colic. There's still going to be up in the middle of the night. There's still going to be extreme circumstances because that baby is going to have 104 fever no matter what. And there's going to be something going on. And that's going to try your patience and your love.
That's being a parent. And
Absolutely.
is it a shock to you if you don't think about it and commit to it in advance?
Wow.
People don't even know the responsibilities of children. They learn as they go.
Absolutely.
And do they make the commitment? I don't know. I've seen so many babies in the news in dumpsters,
Unfortunately.
or on the steps of a church.
The interesting thing about love, though, I was just thinking, the interesting thing about love is, you're with somebody and you say you love them and you marry them and you go on with your life and you have children with them. The part that is, and you're busy. You're very, very busy. So time gets away from you. The thing that really shows the love that you have for somebody is when you're not so busy and that you enjoy the company of your partner. It's when your kids actually get older and they're not there all the time and you enjoy curling up on the couch with your partner and watching television, or you enjoy cooking together, or you enjoy going, running to the grocery store together and doing the little things together. That's what shows the love that you have.
That's right. These are life choices, and they are wonderful. And they're also work.
Yes, it is work to do it. Absolutely.
Most valuable things are.
But when you love somebody, that really does become unconditional. And so that's not something that you can't compare that to loving a chair or loving a person. You can't compare that. It's immaterial. It doesn't even go in the same area. So when you love somebody, you do have to work at it.
But every day couples are getting divorced. Every day fussy babies are ignored.
Well, because they're just not paying attention. People are just not paying attention, and they're making themselves more important than what the actual picture is.
That's right.
If you started a relationship with somebody and then went as far as having a child, you saw something in this person, in this individual, most cases, that you would actually have this, to bring this life into the world with this person. There had to be something, some redeeming quality that you had. And there had to be some kind of love there with this person. I would imagine. I would hope.
There's a very thin line between love and hate. And that thin line is called indifference. And nothing is worse than indifference. They just don't care. To love and to be loved, in a positive and healthy way.
Well, they're two very strong emotions, love and hate.
Right, yes. And that thin line
separates them.
Yeah, and to me, it's the worst. It's like, who cares?
It's interesting.
Because at least if you hate somebody, you hate them because you love them so much.
That's interesting that you should say that. I got a text the other day from one of my girlfriends, and this is what it said in quotes. I hate him. And
no, she doesn't. She loves him.
And I just type back to her, what did he do now? What did he do now that you hate him? And she...
Well, to love and be loved, it's not effortless. True love means saying no to these urges. True love means being helpful rather than selfish, acknowledging your partner's needs, and being faithful. True love includes both big and small acts because love is an action, love is work, love is a decision.
Love is a choice.
A choice.
Yes.
Like danger or fear.
It's a choice.
What is it that you say? Fear is a choice.
No, danger is real. Fear is a choice. Danger is real. And that's the truth. Danger is real. If you're hanging from a cliff, you're in danger. Okay? That's anxiety ridden. That's scary. You're hanging there. Your life depends on you. Somebody saving you.
Unless you're a mountain climber and you have all the gear.
Hey, if you don't have the equipment, you could just exactly. But you know what I'm saying. All right. So if
you need the equipment to be in love. And let me tell you, I have been in love with some ladies that have had the best equipment I've ever seen in my life.
I'm sure.
Well, it's true.
But I don't think that you were really in love with them.
Is there a difference between being in love and being in lust? I can't tell the difference. I don't know.
There's a huge difference.
Oh.
There's a difference between lust and a difference between love. To really love someone who really loves you is to be emotionally healthy.
That's my problem.
Supportive. You are supportive and caring.
I am.
It's a partnership. It's a compromise. It's accepting each other. You know, real, true love, it amplifies. And that which amplifies comes with work and responsibility, both to self and each other.
Responsibility. That's what I have a problem with.
No, you don't.
You know,
You're a responsible person.
I know. I'm just joking.
I was talking about the vernacular you.
Oh, yeah. Makes good radio. You know, so what are some of the things that we can do that will almost guarantee success in true love?
Well, if you want to find the right person, then you have to be the right person.
Oh. So in other words, if one person wants to work on the relationship and the other one doesn't,
to meet a nice person, what do you have to be?
Nice.
If you want somebody to smile at you, what do you have to do?
Smile first.
You know, everything is contagious. If you give somebody a dirty look.
I know, I've had some of those things, but usually the penicillin takes care of
if
it.
You
and
give
when I say
somebody,
I mean the vernacular I.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Yes. If you give somebody a dirty look, they're going to give you a perplexed or dirty look back. You know, everything is, like I said, contagious. So if you want to find somebody who's good, be good. The law of attraction, we say it all the time.
That's right.
What you think, you will have.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Think and grow with whatever it is that you would like in your life. But think, because everything happens from a thought.
That's right. And in these thoughts, know your boundaries. Know what the deal breakers are. You know, is it drug abuse? Is it excessive drinking, dishonesty, financial instability, racial slurs, verbal abuse that, you know, you might get at a radio station? You know these things before you go into any kind of relationship.
You know, this is huge also. This is huge. Once you know what your actual deal breaker is, go forward and follow through with it. Because it's not about losing the person. It's about being the best person you can be. You know, it's interesting. I have a friend, and she and I talk about deal breakers all the time. And one of us was going through a situation with somebody, with another friend of ours, and there was a deal breaker in play. And it's a very hard decision to make. But if this person breaks this deal, if this person does this, that would be the most disrespectful thing that could happen. And my girlfriend and I were talking about it. One of us, I'm not going to say which one, would have to walk away from this person. And that's really, really difficult because it's such a lovely, lovely friendship. But if there's a deal breaker, there's a deal breaker, because then that shows disrespect, and you can't have that in your relationship.
But it also shows your values as well as your partner's values, or lack of.
Lack of, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you know, we always say this, and, you know, true love is healthy communication. We say this almost every show. You know, you want to be with, do you want to be with someone who calls you names or blames you for things, Elise, or pinches you or hits you on the air or nitpicks at you, Elise?
Any time I touch you, it's out of love.
Well, that love leaves marks. I'm just saying.
Hey, listen. I don't leave. You don't have a mark on your body.
All right. Seriously, I was only joking.
Yes, yeah.
You know, but true love does mean goals and desires. You know, both yours and as a couple.
Absolutely. And you know, you have to just figure out what you always want. You know, and then just do it. Find out what your partner wants, support that, and, decide. And, decide early in your relationship if you're going to be supportive and if you can be supportive. Because sometimes people can't be, and just know that. And don't waste somebody's time. That's awful. So if you know that you're not going to be supportive of what they're doing and who they are, don't waste their time.
So in other words, you're saying...
Or your own.
Yeah. But you need to be proactive in all your relationships, not just the romantic ones, right?
I believe that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You need to make choices.
I believe that, love, true love, isn't just between two people who have a romantic relationship. True love is unconditional. Love is something that happens between an individual and another individual. It doesn't necessarily mean it's romantic. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a friendship. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. It means I love you and respect you unconditionally. And I'm going to do whatever it is to have a wonderful relationship with you as an individual.
That's the commitment.
That's love.
You need to buy into the commitment, and no matter what, once you commit, you are committed.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. And that even means, relationships, friendships, or even with relatives. And you can choose your friends, not your relatives.
Exactly. Well, we know that.
Yeah.
We certainly know that.
And you shouldn't let anyone violate your boundaries, what your
purpose is, what your beliefs.
Yes, your beliefs. Yeah. Be with those who are loving and respectful, honest and open.
Of themselves and you.
And yes. And
yeah,
you. And you.
Exactly. And when you see somebody who lives well and they live well with themselves, chances are they're going to live well with you. And I'm not saying that they're going to actually live with you per se, because this could just be your friend. But when somebody takes, is good to themselves and has self-respect, hopefully that person's also going to respect others, because respect is something that is huge. And if you have it for yourself, I would hope that you would have it for other people too. And chances are you would.
And live with a purpose.
Always.
Have a purpose in life.
Absolutely.
Think about what you need in life to feel better or do better.
And be better.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Be a person who makes things happen.
Good
things. Not a person whom things happen to.
Exactly. Drama. Those are people you want to stay away from, the people who create drama. I have to tell you, somebody said to me, I finished all of my treatment, got my port out, everything. And somebody said something to me that really stuck with me. What are you going to do now? And I just looked at this person and I said, I'm going to live right. And that means with purpose, and do the right things, be the right person, surround myself with the right people, and not give myself stress, because there's no reason for that.
That's right.
And I'm going to, instead of being in situations where, oh, yeah, I like being with that person, but, they do this. I don't need to be in that anymore.
No.
I'm not going to do that anymore.
That's right. True love helps you with life. Everything in life is not an argument or a challenge.
No, it doesn't have to be. So stay away from it. You don't need it. You don't need the drama. Life is honestly too short, and there's too many other things going on that you don't have to worry about that crazy. That's why.
Some people like that roller coaster ride, though.
I know some people do. I know those people. And you know what? I don't really talk to those people anymore.
Yeah.
I don't need that in my life. I don't want that in my life. I just want to be able to smile and be smiled back. Obviously things are going to happen, but that's going to happen, but why would I look for it?
Yeah. True love loves us as we are and wants us as we are.
Yeah.
And we had a show a couple of months ago with those couples who have been together for 30, 40, and 50 years.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if you remember one of the stories when they got married, the wife tried to, get him out of his T-shirts and, and his, well, they didn't have jeans back then, but his chinos. And she kept trying to buy him clothes that he wouldn't wear. And he had good communication with her, and he said, "Darling,
this is who I am.
I love you, and you love me," and fell in love with who I am. The T-shirt and chinos guy, not the Benetton sweaters and
it's interesting. I have a
sports
friend.
jackets.
I have a friend who there's no point in changing this person, and it's interesting. I wouldn't want to, because this is who this person is, and why would you ever want to change something that is perfection?
Yeah, that's right. If someone asked you to give up interests, hobbies, friends, a job, or anything that makes you who you are,
that is not love.
And it's not healthy.
That is not love.
Yeah.
I believe everybody deserves one thing. You can do one thing for each, but don't, if it comes down to it, why would you want to change somebody just because of what you think it should be? I don't think it should be that way.
That's right. Life is about balance.
Always.
Work, family, God. And many years ago, I had a client who was an Israeli general living here in this country. And he told me there are 5 things that you need a balance in life. I can only remember 3 of them: work, family, and God. And if you guys can come up with the other 2, I will recognize them when I hear them. Email us today.
trendradio920@gmail.com. And when you do, we'll send you a gift certificate to Anthony Vincent Salon for $50 toward any hair service.
And we'll read your email on our show.
Oh,
and
we
get you that.
absolutely will.
Absolutely.
And give you total credit for coming up with what those 2 things are.
Remember, 1 and 1 equals 2, not 1.
Oh, absolutely.
You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. You want more? Go right to our website, 920thejersey.com, click on demand, and stroll directly to us.
And if you have a topic of interest you want us to discuss, or you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
And remember, your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card.
But how you make people feel, well, that becomes your trademark.
I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.